Alright, SoFi investors, we have some things to talk about here in this video. I specifically want to go over, can SoFi stock go as low as $8 per share? Because that is something I said in the last video, and I want to be very clear about my thoughts. That's not to say I will be right or I will be wrong. It is to say what I personally think. So we're going to talk about that, as well as I do want to go over the Russia-Ukraine escalation that is currently going on. That, news just came out like an hour, some of this 2 hours ago, of what we're going to talk about here in this video, as well as go over some things around SoFi. Obviously talk about the technicals. We're going to look at the short interest, the option flow sentiment, as well as the 13F filings. So a jam-packed video. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, comment down below. All three of those things are done. Let's get into this video. So let's first off talk about the escalation that is going on between Russia, Ukraine, and what's going on here. So Biden abruptly cancels Delaware trip after top-level meeting on Ukraine crisis. The key points: President Joe Biden abruptly canceled plans on Sunday to go to his home in Delaware for the holiday following a 4-hour meeting of his national security team to discuss the Russia threat to Ukraine. It's unusual for a U.S. president's travel plans to change this quickly, especially plans that involve leaving Washington. Biden's movements took on new significance this weekend as the president said he believed Russian President Vladimir Putin had decided to carry out an attack on Ukraine in the coming days. So you guys could check this article out specifically for yourselves if you want to. That's the gist of it, and it's definitely spooking crypto. Crypto has actually fallen since this did come out, and on top of that, this one might be more worrisome, actually. It says new intel adds to U.S. fears that Russia is readying for a military action. The U.S. has intelligence indicating orders have been sent to Russian commanders to proceed with an attack on Ukraine, according to 2 U.S. officials and another source familiar with the U.S. intelligence. And the biggest thing to point out here is that Russia, their playbook is deception. So, if they can get people to think it's this day, that day, or not, over and over and over again. I mean, it was last Wednesday. Now it's looking like, they've been saying after the Olympics, which they end today. I believe they have ended already. So if you don't see the invasion by tomorrow morning, it's probably not going to happen, especially by Tuesday morning. If it hasn't come by then, probably not going to happen. But they're literally saying that the order has been sent. So, I mean, it's a wait and see kind of game as far as right now. And, I mean, that's exactly what we're doing. We're waiting and seeing. But the biggest thing also to point out here is that it would probably be a short-lived fear in the markets. As long as America didn't get involved in this conflict, it wouldn't be a huge, drawn-out, long-lasting thing for the markets. The markets would freak out for a little while, and then they would cool down and relax. So we'll just wait and see what happens. I will bring you guys the full updated situation tomorrow, as we are going to be heading into trading on Tuesday, and that's going to be of the utmost importance for investors. So that is the situation. Let's switch gears. Let's briefly talk about, before we get into the data around SoFi, how and why I think SoFi could drop to $8 per share. Now, I don't exactly think it is going to. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying I think it's going to. No, that's not what I'm saying. But take a look. So a lot of people said in the last video, hey, well, SoFi has never even broke above $10 per share. Why are you saying $8 per share? That's the thing. If we do get a lot of fear in the markets, if we get a lot of risk off, growth fears, the Fed, Ukraine, all of these things coming together at the same time, that can and will spook investors. And if SoFi does make its way down to 10 and breaks under 10, it could flush to the downside. If we do take a look at SoFi, as far as my positions, you can see SoFi's even been holding up better than something like PayPal. SoFi down 44% in the last 3 months. PayPal down 49%. So SoFi is even holding up better, and I think it will, but earnings are going to be very, very important. If earnings are bad, I would think most certainly we're heading back to $8 per share. That should be a good thing, though. You guys should really welcome SoFi at $8 if that happens. I mean, I think it's going to be hard to get us under 10, but if earnings are bad, we're going under 10. There's no denying that. So, if that happens, just look at the discount you'd be getting. I would take that opportunity and load the boat on SoFi. And if you are worried about a potential downside move, if Russia does invade Ukraine, if they wait until, after Monday, you can put on hedges for your portfolios. Like I have a USO, that stands for United States Oil Fund's $72 call, bought for $113. It's only $110 right now. 2 of them for March 18th. If Russia invades Ukraine, this thing's going to go buck wild, crazy, batshit nutty. So you can also get the SPY, or you can also do Apple debit spreads. That's really what I've been liking to do as far as right now. And those are up 40% already. You buy the 150, sell the 140, not a recommendation. It's going to cost you $45. Your max gain is 500 per debit spread you do if Apple closes under 145. If by March 18th, if you're worried about your portfolio margin or whatever, it might be good to hedge it out. But I mean, I know I got quite a bit of backlash about $8 per share, so I'm not mad or anything, but it should be welcoming if you're a long-term investor in SoFi. So I do appreciate those of you guys that support the channel and keep the positivity alive in the comments section. So thank you guys for that. Let's talk about a little bit more of the specific SoFi data. And for the option order flow, like I have been saying now, the option order flow over the past week is 85% positive, and I am under a strong belief, and I think there's no other way to doubt this or question this, but institutional investors, this right here, the interesting flow sentiment from institutions, they know more about a stock or equity or whatever it is than we do. They have more data at their hands. They might know the executives at SoFi. They might, and they probably do. I mean, I think that's kind of stupid to say none of them knows, anybody at SoFi. So the fact that the order flow is so bullish heading into earnings, and a very wild earnings season where companies are getting destroyed if they are not impressing on every metric on earnings, I think that is a huge sign. Like I said, 85% positive over the past week, 87% positive on Friday. You don't see those numbers anywhere. So I wouldn't bet that SoFi is going to $8, but I mean, I think it's going to be positive. So that's basically that. The short interest is at 18.86%. Current shares that are sold short of 116.59 million. Cost to borrow max of 2.34%. And the utilization is at 96.24%. Days to cover at 2.83. So this is looking good. If we do see a bullish reaction upon earnings, we can most certainly see a decent size short squeeze. If FOMO comes into the stock, which is possible, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't hold my breath for it. But if all of those things come together, SoFi could take a big move to the upside. Let's see if insiders have bought any of the shares of the stock too. No, there's no buying or selling recently. But see the 13F filings. 53% of SoFi is held by institutional investors. And you can see, look at all the green here. Look at all the green, just brand new positions. Even Goldman Sachs increased their position by 906%. Right here, 906% increase. 2,000% increase by Deutsche Bank. 227% increase right there. I mean, people are very bullish. California State Teachers Retirement System increased their position by 3,000%. So I think it's pretty clear here. Even Goldman Sachs, the one that's getting probed right now about fraudulent behavior and basically manipulating markets, they up their position by 905%. That's crazy. That's wild. So I think there's a lot to be very excited about when it comes to SoFi. And I am personally very excited. And SoFi is a long-term buy and hold, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. But to everybody's credit in the last video, we have not broke under $10 per share. That's going to be a very strong level of support, as we did even come down and touch $10.51 right here. And that's obviously not all the way at $10. So we've seen a lot of support in this range, a lot of demand in that range. Pop back up to about 13.75, unable to break above 14, which is going to be the key level that we must watch out for. And even as you could see, this wick over here where SoFi was up 10%, that's where we closed for the day. This wick went up really high, all the way up here to about this 50-day moving average, 1647. And now that moving average is at $13.59. So that's going to be the first level we have to break out above, and then $14 is going to be another resistance level. MACD is still bullish, as this yellow line is still above the blue line, but it is starting to come down, and it's starting to turn a little bit on the bearish side. So that is basically what you guys need to know. It's looking good. Really, anything under 14 I think is a hell of a buy. If we go down to 8, I will fucking sell a kidney. So that's all for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Hit the like button for me, subscribe to the channel, and let me know what you guys think about all of this information down below in the comment section. I will see you guys in the next one.